Hello viewers and welcome again to Discovering Truth, and I am Pastor Forbes from the Gateway Abiding Word Ministries here in the Gambia. Well, we are in the final part of our series entitled This and That, and I am grateful for the comments, and I'm sure you know that the heart behind Discovering Truth is just so that we bring things to the surface and find the truth that Jesus Christ said will make us free, if you like, set us free. And so I have spoken on about 5 areas of our national life, and maybe these also touch on other countries. And so I hope people would just make the best of what they can do in discussion groups, in company retreats, and in government retreats to see what we can. The first thing we talked about 2 weeks ago was this labeling and also almost like disdaining characteristic of calling people a nyak. A Johnny come lately, somebody who just came yesterday. And, it doesn't matter even your age or your experience, and people just cut you down and say, oh, it's a foreigner, as they say, kinyakla. And as I said 2 years ago, somebody told me that, oh, they said you were a nyak. I said, well, I was born in Dipakunda in 1964, 60 years ago. And maybe the people even calling you nyak are people who... You could have been there when they were being pushed out to be born. So let's not call people names. Let's avoid that. No country grows and prospers and develops and progresses without a cross-pollination of indigenes and non-indigenes put together. And yes, while we want to create room for all kinds of people, we must not isolate people even if they are our own. Because if I am called a nyak as a Gambian, first of all, so what anyway? This whole world, everybody is a nyak, except you are not traveling. Everybody. But let's just put that aside, please, because it can be a hurtful statement to people. Secondly, we talked about the importance of handling what appears to be palpable greed and corruption, patronage, dishonesty to all levels, as if accountability is not a word we have again in our nation. And we must be careful, because when things are in free flow, spiraling down in autopilot form, the logical conclusion will happen, whatever that is. And so let's keep the hemorrhaging, and let's just be honest and truthful. Let not be that parent that just wastes their children's future by eating for now what should have been left for the future. The other thing I talked about is just the importance of speaking the truth, no matter how difficult it is, because truth can be bitter. Truth, sometimes you pay the price. Jesus Christ said, you will know the truth, and the truth that you know will make you free. Make you free. And whenever people have spoken the truth, sometimes they even feel that the wall was going to fall upon them, and people said, it's okay. Okay, you don't do it again. I'm glad you told me the truth. And people feel relieved. Even as children, we used to be like that. You're second guessing how they're going to whoop you, and then you just come and you speak the case. I speak the truth, and you let go. I think even in court, in law, they have something like that when a magistrate or judge will say, well, part of the consideration they are taking in easing your sentences that you do not waste the court's time by driving them and dribbling them here and telling lies and changing your statement and changing. When you are honest in the midst of your culpability, it is taken into consideration as a sign of good behavior. So we must learn to speak truth. We should not kill people on when we have not taken off. We should not take something that we are saying we are going to do and we know we can't deliver, we can't do it. We must not do that. We must not feel that that's what everybody does. It's a rat race, it's a dog eat dog mentality. Pastor, you don't know it's like that. Maybe it's because you're in the religious field. No. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, you have one life. And it shows up. That's why there's something called integrity, which is different from reputation. Because reputation is how people perceive you outside. Integrity is who you are, what your mirror tells you, what only you know, and the people close to you. And so let's speak truth. We don't do political posturing. We don't do spin doctorism. We don't do anything, because at the end of the day, we have to live with it. You have to live with it. You see, it took many, many years for somebody to own up on how Steve Biko was killed. It comes out. Even if it's going to be declassified information, it would come out. And sometimes you see recently, I think it was the King of England or some monarch that rendered an apology. You see that a lot happen in places like America, Canada, to the Native Americans or to the Aborigines, because you can't continue like that. You see, I can put up makeup, I can put up a mask, but when I go to bed, I take it all off and I am bare before God, who knows me exactly the way I am. So we must speak truth. I'm coming, let it mean I'm on the way. Manchion, I can't do this. Look, I will not be able to deliver. I'm sorry. Just say it. I do not have the money. Say it. Then we talked about etiquette, particularly with delivery services. Those people who deliver things and always flash your number so that you can call them back for them to find out where you live. No, we even have digital addresses now with Google code, but it's just the attitude, the habit, and it must be called out of people just doing that thing. Yes, call your number and switch off. And when you ask them, but why is it, I don't have credit. How can you be doing such a thing and not have credit? So that's not true, and we call it out for what it is. It's an untruth. It's lies. It's people trying to be smart. It doesn't help. Because after some time, it becomes second nature. That's how you talk. That's how you talk. And by the way, Jesus Christ said, to him that has, more will be given. And to him that does not have, even the little that he has will be taken away from him. So if you try to be smart, what the British call penny wise, pound foolish, you lose. So keep integrity. Because, if you say you have no credit, let me tell you something. A lot of the telcos are on Kairaba Avenue. So you are either a Gamcell line, a Comium line, a QCell line, and an AfroCell line. If somebody wanted to prove a point, they can go down to those places and just ask, help me, this number, does it have credit? And you may see maybe $300 there. And the person who told you they had no credit is lying. Why lie for $3? Why lie for $2? Why lie for $150? Because if you start like that, you'll be lying for 10, 20, 30, and I know that. So in our this and that conversation, let's speak the truth. It goes to hair salons, tailors, it goes to delivery services, contractors, ports, container delivers, masons, everything. Oh, we'll deliver it in 5 working days. And then the next day that, Mahala Bidante, it's like, am I back? And can we do it tomorrow? Okay, first thing in the morning. Woo. First thing in the morning means 11 o'clock. Because, of course, the almighty breakfast has to be eaten first at 10. We cannot do that if we want results. The next thing I want to talk about, which I said, and that's how we are going to end this series, is people work. They worked. Like I am working, like maybe somebody else is working. I may not be the best example because I should be retired by now. But let's say somebody works for 20 years and in their last 10 years or so, or maybe even after their 30 years, they get a job outside this country. They get what we call an international job. So they are paid well, they live well, and somehow maybe they're able to remit money, build a house or do something. And you see people coming on holiday, if you want to find them, just go to all the hardware stores. They are buying electrical cable, trunking, toilets, that they are building. Go to Jimpex, they are building. Go to Kairaba Avenue, they are building, electricals and all that, water tank and cement and all that. And then somebody finally comes home and it's like, wow, they're here, added value. My experience over a couple of years, and this is 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 years. It's not a yesterday thing. Yours as a wow, so have you been there? Have you seen, Pastor? I'm not going. Why? Just go and see. Pastor, when you go, they think you are here to take the job again. Why? What an the answers to that? So here are my thoughts. Either somebody walked and before they left, they did very bad and they did heinous things that they're ashamed to go, or people are just nervous about their jobs, maybe because they didn't get the job and the position well. They are not pulling their mental faculty well. They are using all kinds of means and all that, from workshop to talk shop to workshop to validation to stakeholder. They're doing all that traveling, and next thing 1 year becomes another. Budgets are done, workshop and workshop, but really sitting down and asking, what have we achieved? It's not there. Because, the truth is, anybody who wants to work well will tell you that targets, performance targets, benchmarks is serious. It's like the private sector. Oh, I hope it's not tribalism. I hope it's not political partyism. Oh, this man, when he was here, he was for the former government. So, and the truth be told, from my interaction with a lot of retirees that have returned, they don't even want to work. They just want to enjoy their hard-earned labor. And those who want to work do not even want the money. You hear them, Pastor, I'll do it, I'm giving back to the country. And so, where is this coming from? You hear it. If there are 10 Gambians who have come home, and so I can tell you, 9 will tell you what I'm saying. Oh, Pastor, no, some of you say, Pastor, I've called them, and we'll call you back, welcome. And they think I want their job. So, why do people think other people want their job? Are they not satisfied where they are? Are you not doing well? I think if you are doing well, somebody cannot just come and take your job from you. Because in my simplicity, let me tell you, if they take it from you, this Almighty God will give you another one, and even better. Because who you are is who you are. What you can deliver is what you can deliver. What you're worth is what you're worth. But if you got it the wrong way, the back door, like we have the back way travel, if you got it the back door, then maybe there'll be a problem. And you are maintaining it through the back door, then there'll be a problem. But let me say this, ladies and gentlemen, if we all work well, the doors that open for A can open for B. The opportunities that open for C will open for D. International jobs the world is 8 billion people almost. One Gambian cannot eat all the money internationally in Zurich, in Geneva, in Hong Kong, in Auckland, in New York. No. Because it speaks of a myopic mindset. They're going to do Salam, I'm sure next thing is like he wants to take it. No. The other thing about it is that, ladies and gentlemen, if I were in such a position and somebody of institutional memory and very good best practice was around, I'll even make the decision to go and say, look, I hear when you were here, you did this, you did this, you did that, you did this. I've read about you. I've seen papers you've written. Please, this is what I'm doing. This is where we are. What can we do? Even if you think bringing them to the office will cause a stir, maybe go to the house. Go to somewhere private. Meet them. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. But if somebody has come in town and everybody are shaking, he's coming, especially you see them around town, because, I'm on holiday out there and everybody is right. Oh, I've come home to stay, sir. Is he going to take our job? That smirks of something. Either incompetence, either favoritism. It speaks of something, because does this happen globally? Somebody left the UK and went to work in Dubai and worked hard, made their money, built their house, came back, and they popped by the office and everybody's shaking in UK that they come to take my job, I don't think so. Because if collectively, where we are, we work hard, then people even come and clap. And it's a joy. You'll even want to welcome them. And call the staff and say, do you know this person? No, I don't know. This person was the CTO. He was the CFO. He was the executive director. Look at this picture there. Oh, wow, sir, I hear about you. You are the one that did this. Yes. Oh, in our days, things were like that. Now in your days, things are better. Da, da, da. Anytime you need me, I'm around. Because anybody who has worked, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest, anybody who has worked in economies and salary structures where they really pay value for money cannot be coming here to look for money, except they are stupendously greedy. They don't be coming back. Because I'm sure you know, as I know, is waking up in the morning, trying to go and do an 8 to 4. We have 3 lanes. We still have traffic at the junctions and all that and this and that. And the file is lost and this one has gone for breakfast. And the man carrying the way book is nowhere to be found. And this was taken to the wrong office and he's not on seat. He's gone for a workshop. He's traveled abroad. He's gone up country. There is a validation meeting and nobody wants that. I think anybody who has retired will come back and say, you mean they're still doing the same thing? I'm not going because you can't get the work job. Monday, you won't see them. Friday, you won't see them. You have between Tuesday and Thursday to get the work job. So relax. Nobody has come to take your job. Rather, let us pride ourselves that those who worked hard and built have by their own choice even come home to add value. And let's draw from their reserve. Somebody told me a story. I'll try to make it vague because just to protect the person, but this person went as part of a delegation from this country to another country on a study tour on a particular program that country had, which was working. And this person said to me, we were flying together, and said to me, Pastor, we were shocked because the people there asked us, what have you come to do here? True story. What have you come to do here? Because the program we're doing here successfully was written by a Gambian who is in your country and has retired. And this person said they all looked at each other and was like, you've gone to another country to learn something that your own taught them, but you are not honoring your own because you think she or he has come back to take your job. Is that sensible? Is that smart? Is that win-win? No. It's the British phrase of penny wise, pound foolish. The person said they were stunned. They took a whole flight. Of course, you need Scott permission for some flights, and then traveling with all the problems with ticketing and all that, and collecting your per diem and all that, and they finally get there, dressed very well like we always do, suits and yeti abdu and two-piece and bassin and everything, sit in this meeting and we've come to study your project. And the people say, this thing that you've come to, true story, ladies and gentlemen, this thing that you've come to study, it was actually developed, designed, written, and implemented by a Gambian from your own country. We know him. He is back in your country. He's retired. He's sitting down there. Why are you looking for something outside when you have it inside at no cost? Does that make sense? No. There is a verse again in the Bible. That's why you got to know this Bible. It says that the children of outsiders, strangers, will come and enjoy the food of the children of the house. So somebody who can fix whatever it is, and we have many issues. You can go across all the 15 ministries in this country and business and religion and everything. Somebody or people who 2 or 3 of them can put a program together and you will clap and they will solve the problem. And they're not asking me for anything. Maybe the most is give them a room in an office or a hotel where they can just brainstorm with you, show you some things on PowerPoint and help you implement it. And look at this continent. Ladies and gentlemen, there are Gambians who have done phenomenal things in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, in Liberia, in Botswana, in Rwanda, all over, Dubai, over. Because intelligence and acumen and training is not just given because of pigmentation or passport. So this person said to me, they came back here, and I don't know how the story ended, whether they actually went to look for that person and say, ma'am, sir, can you please help us? Maybe they came and said, no, let's not talk to him. He's from this party. She's from that religion. He wants our job. She wants our job. So 5 or 6 or 10 or 4 people spent a lot of money to go and look for something outside that was sitting inside their own country. Ladies and gentlemen, if we go like this, added to the fact that we don't want to speak truth, to the little thing as a delivering man or lady flashing you and refusing to call and lying about credits, to manchion and to corruption and leadership and airbrushing and spin doctorate and political posturing, to calling people nyak, if you put all that together, does it look like a good picture to me? It doesn't. So I invite you all to ministry. Let us work together and build. Maybe, as somebody once said, we need to start teaching patriotism from primary school. And I think WAEC is doing something about civic education, ethics. Let it not just be something that the students have to do and pass an exam. Let it be something that's practical. You know, one of my trainees in the Forbes Academy talked about how there are some countries, when the national anthem is being played, you see a sense of pride in everybody, wherever they are standing. And then he said, there are other places where anything goes. Maybe we need to go back. And as I said in segment 2, if we're in episode 2, if we're expecting the children to turn out fantastic when they are seeing us cheat, lie, undermine, go to the marabu, try to do this and do that, they're not going to do any better, because children are like wet cement. The impression that goes on it stays on it for long. And as I said, we run the risk of children growing up in our countries without knowing what truth is. All they know is social media insult. They have no regard for age and respect for authority. They throw things on the floor. They cheat in exams. They fight. They are sexually immoral. They lie because that is what they see. They do not manufacture these things. That is what they see. And think about 15 years from now. Think about 20 years from now. We are going to reap what we are deliberately sowing and thinking nothing will happen. Because after all, yala de fabah. Yala bah na God go forgive and God go treb. And that's why we keep saying this religious phrase. May God have mercy on them after they have died. May God forgive all their sins. Sometimes you wonder why there's many sins. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be truthful. As I end this and that, these are some of the things I want to talk about. Let's be truthful. Let's be honoring. Let's be content. Let's love our country. Let's love ourselves. Let's do things for God, for country, for legacy, for posterity. And let's give God glory in all that we do. We are not the only country on this earth. We are not even the only country in this sub-region. We are not even the smallest country on this continent. Islands and countries smaller than us seem to have it. We like the good things, but we do not like the process to the good things. And until we change that and love the process, because the process will give the outcome we want, we are going to go in circles like this. So it's this and that. It's this and that. So let's decide together, all of us together, that we want to change. No more calling of nyak names, no more greed and corruption of any kind, free fall, no accountability, no more just manchion and you say things you cannot do, disappointment upon disappointment, hiding, running, no scamming, scheming. No, let's also have a good sense of etiquette in what we do. People who want to do delivery jobs, if they applied for a job, please, because as I'm telling you, if you say you have no credits, somebody can check. Can check with the telcos. Please just check this number. This number just called me. Does this number have credit? Oh, there is $400 in there. The person said they had no credit. Let's watch for that. And we can laugh about it, but it's lies. As I said last week, the Bible says in Song of Solomon chapter 2, verse 15, it is the little foxes that destroy the vineyard, little squirrels that are chopping like what locusts do, and you wake up, it's all gone. May God have mercy on us and keep us from that. And for all of us in leadership, in oversight, whether it's academic, in the ministries, in public sector, the judiciary, the legislative arm, the executive, religious groups, civil society, all of us, let us look for truth. Let us not be people who speak truth until we sit on a chair and truth evaporates suddenly. Let's not be that. Because people watch you. I would rather... One of my favorite verses in the Bible is Psalms 25 and verse 21. It says, may integrity and uprightness preserve me. May integrity and uprightness preserve me. I'm going to stop. This is the this and that discussion. And I hope when people who have worked in your office or your company come after 6 years, 7 years, you are not shaking that they've come to take your job. No, they've finished what they're doing. They've come to enjoy. And we pray that you also will enjoy, so we don't have this fighting. Okay, so I'll rest it here. And until, by the grace of God, next week I come your way with something new, because we are now coming towards the end of the year and Christmas and wrapping up 2024. We want to start doing some stock taking of our personal lives. How far have we gone from the things we loudly proclaimed in January of this year? We are just some 40 days away from the new year. May God keep us. So I'll see you by the grace of God. Keep discussing the this and that. And of course, there are more than I can say. So I'm sure you know other this and that. And let's work on them together. Have a good day. And may God's mercy be upon us all. Discover